Yeah, go ahead. Try to hide it. Yoshi lost, but they're going to do another round here.
Feral intensity.
Feral intensity?
You guys having fun?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, whatever.
Yoshi wants a rematch.
I want to stay just somewhat close.
He's put a week's salary online.
I hope not.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Yoshi, but I got to go with the man.
You got to go with the pro, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, man.
Even in the game.
Even in the game.
Even if he hasn't played a game since Pong.
I'm telling you. I'm seeing the man driving here.
Yeah, he's good. Look at that. It's the fingertips. See, look at that. He doesn't clench the wheel. It's very light. Yoshi, you should learn. Light fingertips. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Just the thumbs. He's a thumb driver. Look at Yoshi. He's holding on for dear life.
It's the palm.
It's a palm driver. See, there's a lot to be learned here.
It's a beautiful thing. And surprisingly...
Uh-oh, Yoshi, when you turn it that hard, that can't be good.
It's called not having the right corners.
Do not
push.
Hey, let's talk about meshing.
Meshing! It's Help Others Week, right? We've been trying to help people all week. How about helping your neighborhood to Wi-Fi? Or setting up a community wireless network for next to nothing.
Yes.
Locust World's Mesh AP promises just that. Basically, it's really simple. It's some software you download. You run it on a system. Well, we got a system here. Remember we did last week. We did a smooth wall router, right? Home router. It's a firewall. Just DHCP.
Same old system?
This is actually another one. I have a stack of these now that were being thrown away. This one, however, doesn't even have a hard drive. No hard drive inside of this. Basically, you need a PC or an embedded box and I can't lift this up because we taped it down. But you can see the little 802.11. It looks like a dog.
So you put an 802.11b card in there.
Right.
The CD holds the operating system. You boot from that and it runs out of RAM.
You got 64 megabytes, you're a happy camper.
Okay.
And in future editions, they hope to get it down to 32 megabytes. Basically, you create an ISO.
What is it doing? I still don't understand what it's doing.
Okay.
Is it a wireless router?
It's kind of like a wireless router, but it's a wireless router plus.
Okay.
So right now, I'm actually accessing it wirelessly from the notebook here. But you look up here, right? You see it says a mesh monitor is running. There's a couple things you're seeing up there. One is that you've got signal up here on the left. Normally, you kind of sort of set these up and you just leave them. Two things happens. In this case, I have it connected up to the network. Now, if I had another mesh box, say, at the other end of the building, it doesn't have to have an internet connection because what it'll do is wirelessly communicate with this and it'll actually relay the signal.
So the idea is you're going to create a wireless network using multiple boxes to kind of spread the grid around, and they all share the internet access. 1, 2, 3, any number could have internet access.
Exactly.
But they'll share their access with all the other boxes.
The idea is that it load balances, it repeats the IP access amongst all of them, and it creates an IP network for everyone to share locally, right? So I can move files back and forth from PCs, or I can communicate back and forth.
So it's more than just internet access.
It's more than just internet access because you're creating a local network, an IP-based network, and you're sharing whatever broadband or T1 line or whatever internet access you have, you can share it across all of these mesh boxes.
If people set it up in a community, let's say they took like Fremont, California, and they put 100 of these boxes around, could they turn off the file sharing? I mean, you may not want that for security reasons.
You're definitely going to have to play around. What you're going to have to do is there's some different kind of settings you can control unless you control who logs in and how you set it up. And matter of fact,
it might be nice to have a community file server too, though.
That's what a lot of people have been playing with. There's a lot of the community wireless, Seattle Wireless, NoCat.org. Well, what they're saying is you can establish a wireless network really cheap to allow the community to share things. It could be homework. It could be access, as we were talking to Tim Pozar earlier this week, to help out a beleaguered fire department or an ambulance service. Or it could simply be, hey, you know what? Everybody in the town of insert your town's name here is going to share web access, and they're going to do it on the cheap.
So right now it has to be a standalone box running this special version of Linux and this special software.
Right.
Down the road, could we have small clients that would run on any Wi-Fi enabled computer?
Well, the folks at Locust, John Anderson is the name I want to say. LocustWorld.org is the people that are really putting this together. They're the ones. Do I see it? It's the idea that you can have this incredibly diverse network across every system on the planet. It's a wild concept. It's going to take some processor power, but it's possible. It's
a very interesting idea. Mesh is the hot topic right now in wireless. The idea of it's more than just a WAP because this not only becomes a server, it also becomes a client. And the next client could be a server as well, so they can pass the access all the way down the road.
So you can share it. You can pool 3 or 4 connections. You can pool one connection across a whole bunch of area.
And this is a running mesh box. In fact, I was able to get on it over there on my standard Wi-Fi notebook. You've got it here. You've been using it during the show. Sharing our internet access.
Yeah. It's
what's neat is people have been borrowing other people's internet access, myself included, illicitly. Now this makes it a legitimate way to take your access and share.
Well, you do have to remember to make sure you're getting your service from an IP that approves of you sharing your service. Our IPs out, the ISP out to IP, your ISPs that do that. I'm sorry, locustworld.com. I said .org.
.com for Locust
It's
World.
Wayana.org is what they use for the number.
That's kind of neat. The Wireless Internet Names and Numbers Authority.
Well, they had to come up with an IP addressing system for these, so they
And
didn't
it's
step on
so
each
it's
other.
separate from the standard Internet IP addressing.
Yes.
It's their own internal IP.
Or as one person said, it's very cheeky of them to set this up. But you know what? It works.
Great
It's
idea.
simple. And I've had some pretty good luck setting these up with commonly available 802.11 cards today.
It's the mesh network. It's the hottest thing out there.
Yeah.
And you have an article about this, and people can
I've
get
got
links.
a
and
link.
everything?
I'm trying to finish an article. I was playing around with this in the wee small hours last night.
You got it working, and that's all that we care
It's
about.
fun. It's really
All right.
fun to
Good.
see.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
check
you.
it out. Do it on the system. You can put it on any system. It's not going to erase your hard drive. If you get the Mesh AP and not the Meshbox, you can get the link for that up at locustworld.com.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. After the break, we're going to tell you the secrets of netcams versus webcams. What is the difference? But first, let's take a commercial break. Be right back.